Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a review on Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. That was my best attempt. This story follows Sunny, who is a 12-year-old Nigerian girl. She was born in America, but then her parents moved back to Nigeria after she was born. She is also an albino African, so she faces a lot of issues at school, like she gets picked on a lot. She really loves playing soccer, but she can't really play soccer with the other kids because she can't be out in the sun very long. One day, Sunny's friend Orlu introduces Sunny to his other friend Chi-Chi, and basically Orlu and Chi-Chi reveal that they have sort of magical powers, and they believe that Sunny does too, so then they do a test to check, and basically she does. So the story follows Sunny and Orlu and Chi-Chi and a fourth friend who end up just sort of learning about their abilities and learning how to sort of hone them and make them stronger, and then eventually face some larger threat that's at hand. This story gets compared a lot to Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, which I completely agree with. I feel like you could almost make a chart between Harry Potter and this book and sort of do, like, instead of Quidditch they play soccer, and instead of wands they have this thing, and you know, like sort of do like a compare and contrast, which is a good thing because it'll feel familiar, especially for middle graders who I believe this is targeted as. It'll feel like something familiar while also introducing like new elements. One of the things I like about this book, and one of the reasons why I picked it up, is because it isn't based in like a Western world, and it isn't based in like Western knowledge of what magic and witches and wizards are. So there are a lot of elements in here that will feel familiar, but you'll also get introduced to a new culture and a new side of things. At the same time, I feel like those comparisons can also be a little bit of a hindrance because it can feel almost like a copycat, but I know it's not a copycat, but it feels sort of like repetitive tropes that you're seeing in this story. So if you are someone like me who's a little bit older and has read a number of these types of stories, there are things in here that might be familiar but also might feel repetitive depending on how you look at it. The things I liked and the things I didn't like in this story are very similar to the things that I do and don't like in first series that are like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson. I feel like there was almost too much that happened, so you don't get a lot of depth into this world. You just see a whole lot, and I'm hoping that this will be like the first of a series. I believe it's supposed to be, and so I'm hoping that as the series continues you'll get more depth into the world. So if you're someone who requires a lot of like deep world building or a lot of explanations right at the beginning, you're not going to get that in this book. I'm assuming it's going to come in later books, but basically this book is a good introduction into the world, but it isn't necessarily like the best, most in-depth explanation. There's a lot of things that happen in the book where you just have to sort of go along with it. They don't really explain why or how or anything like that. Sometimes they do, but not quite to the extent that I've seen in other fantasy books. But again, I feel like it's a little premature to judge just like the first book of a series when you have knowledge of other series that have like 5 or 7 books. I'm hoping that's what will happen in the series, but again, it's something that I'm just hoping for and I can't guarantee. In the end, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, which for comparison's sake is the same rating I gave to the first Harry Potter and the first Percy Jackson series. I see a lot of potential in this book and in this story and in this world, and I definitely will be picking up the second in the series whenever it comes out. I believe the rumor right now is that it's supposed to come out in 2015, but I don't think there's like an official announced date or anything like that. So I definitely will be picking this up, and I do recommend this series for people who like fantasy and want something that's similar but also different enough that it keeps it interesting. So yeah, that's my review on Akata Witch. If you've read this book, feel free to leave your comment down below letting me know what you've thought of it, or if you have any questions about the book, feel free to leave that down in the comment section as well. Yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.